What's good with it in the hood with it? Welcome back to the Collective Clips where you already know we get it in. But before we get it in, let's hit that like and subscribe button. Ding! Put your notification bell on all so that way you're directed in the direction of the dope content I am kicking. And I highly appreciate all the support, man. We're going way up on this channel and it's all because of you. I didn't do shit. No. Officer, I didn't do shit. Well, guess what, sir? You're still getting locked up. Well, okay, well. Blame it on the juice. They got gonna get loose because I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. I appreciate everything that you guys are doing for me, man. Thank you very much. I'm very humbled. Now trip out on this, right? Wow. I called it like an alcoholic, right? I said it and filled it up with unleaded. When Lazyboy did this interview with No Jumper, I was proud to say I was ever part of the Northern cause. I was proud to say, hey, look at fucking Adam. Finally, he's opening his doors to some gente, man, to hear the other side's story, right? Not necessarily gang related, but to allow the Northerners, man, a Norteño, an active Norteño, to speak his truths, you know, to promote his music, which is what anybody wants, man. And I think everybody should be afforded that opportunity. If you have a booming platform, if you have a platform that provides that opportunity for people, you can't be biased based on location and try to be gang related unless you're told otherwise by certain individuals. But if you're not and you dictate your own program as a man, then you should be unbiased and let anybody who is worthy and who's worthy of that cause or who is talented come on your platform. You know, I didn't see the big deal. I didn't see the big issue, but I knew it was going to be. It always is. There always has to be some fucking dick sucker that runs his neck. There always has to be some person that hates or is envious of the next man because the next man is trying to get a bag. Maybe the next man is just a little bit more talented than them. Maybe he's a little bit more flyer than them. Maybe, you know, he's been doing this shit longer than them. And so vatos are going to feel some type of way. And, you know, you can only hold shit inside, especially if you're an envious person. It always leaks to the surface. People always notice. They're like, at first it's like, yeah, no, hell no. The vato's aight, right? And that's just the way that life is. You're always going to have haters. You're always going to have people that think in the negative. They're pessimistic. They don't want to see no one else shine because they feel like it diminishes theirs. And that's not the way it is. See, real ones, people that are laced up that know better, know that there's room for everybody to eat. You know, it is what it is. So when Lazyboy went and did his thing on No Jumper, that was the catalyst. That was what I thought. That was going to spark either one or two things. Either it was going to spark change and more unity within the communities of the Raza, North and South, or it was going to start more guerra, more back and forth, more internet banging, more bullshit. Hey, and door number 2 is the door that opened. So I don't blame Lazyboy. He did what he's supposed to do. He went up there, he answered the questions according and very militant according to the Norteño movement. I already seen it when I was watching the interview, the way he answered certain questions. People are like, oh, he seemed nervous. He seemed scared. Neither nor, right? What he did was he thought about what he said before he said it because he understood that in the Northern movement, there's only certain things you could speak on and talk about or you'll get whacked, Tums. You'll get removed. You'll be no longer in the greatest of standings because you said too much. You can never put your cause, your gente, your people in harm's way, meaning you can never speak too much upon what they got going on. That's just not the way they rock, Tums. When you're active, going out there and fucking being a baboso isn't what they call being active. Being active is carrying yourself with professionalism and being very militant in your moves, right? That's part of activities. You know, knowing the way to, you know, that's how you can tell the difference between an educated soldado and someone who's not. Someone who just pretends to be or wants to be. You know, someone that does too much of this out there just to promote themselves or to try to proclaim something that they may or may not be. You know, the quietest in the ones in the room are the ones that do most harm to you. The loudest ones in the rooms are the ones that really ain't about that life. Everybody knows that. I'm not giving you guys knowledge you can't get in college. I'm giving you knowledge that even a fucking kindergartner knows. Hey, like the teacher said, shut the fuck up. And that's just it. So, Lazyboy conducted himself proper in that interview. I've seen so many other people. When Chito Ranas did his interview quite recently, he conducted himself proper. Do you see how he leaned back with that blunt and thought about what he was going to say before he said it? And of course, man, I can understand when Lazyboy did his interview, he was brand new to that. You know, he was in Southern California and LA, and I don't give a fuck who you are. If you know you're surrounded by your enemies, if you're in your enemies' backyards, it's up to you to conduct yourself professional. It's up to you to conduct yourself respectfully. And it's also up to you to be aware and keep your shit on exorcist and swivel, because you never know who could be coming through them doors. Adam does have priors of conflict on his platform, and he does love views and money. So anything was possible. That's why he had the homies there to back him up, and their awareness was up. That's why they were nervous. They weren't nervous. They were fucking aware. That's how you're supposed to be. Conduct yourself like you're on a 4-yard, homes. Hey, there's no room to smile and laugh and play fucking over the top and arm wrestle. No, Vatos need to be on point. That's what their job was. Their highlight was there to make sure that the homie was able to conduct his interview and get the fuck on down the road. Not to kick back and party and go eat tacos fucking on Whittier Boulevard. That's not what they were there for. So, just like I thought it would, Adam was able to finagle a couple questions that Lazyboy spoke on and maybe shouldn't have. And in hindsight, I'm sure he agrees, and I'm sure homies have got at him and he says, fuck, maybe I said too much. But the dignity, the pride, the Northern movement, the way the homies are, is kind of like, well, fuck it then. It's already out there, homie. That's just what it is. We're ready to go whatever. And that's how we were back in the days. It was kind of like, damn, the homeboy messed up. He disrespected. You know, he's going to get DP'd for that. But at the same time, homes, we're not going to show face. It's just going to be what it is. If motherfuckers don't like it, it is, you know, I don't care if there's 1 Norteño, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. They're going to fucking handle their business. They've always been taught that way. You know, numbers didn't mean shit. They did, but they didn't. You know, you had to get off anyways if that's what you truly were dedicated to. A real seasoned Norteño will tell you the same exact thing. Believe me, the way I am now, and I'm carefree. You know, I'm having fun with life. I enjoy life. But back in them days, I didn't enjoy life. I enjoyed affecting other people's lives. That was my agenda. My agenda was to push my movement further than anyone else. And if they had to get ran over on the way there, homes, well, guess what? Tire tracks, that's just how it was. But I realize as a grown man now that that's not for me. It might be for you, but it's not for me. And I understand that. It doesn't make me a punk or a bitch or a sucker. It makes me highly intelligent and understanding that I have my priorities that are bills and family and my children, and that's it. And to each their own, you know. I don't like living in a house with roaches. I have moved on from the ghetto. I've moved on from the bullshit. I've moved on from oppression, and I've moved on from, you know, having my dignity control me. Now it is what it is. If I see you and you're mean mugging, bro, I just keep on walking. If you try to put a finger on me, I'm breaking it. It's that simple, right? Respects to everybody. So Adam was able to facilitate this question, and the question that Lazyboy answered was, are Southsiders copying Norteño Stilo, right? And he elaborated and he agreed that they were. And let me explain something to you right now, because that's going to lead into what's going on now between Lazyboy and Lefty Gunplay, because he can't get right, you know, who I've supported from the beginning. And I will continue to support in his endeavors, just like I'm supporting Lazyboy's music, man, to the fullest, right? I don't support the styles, and we're going to get to that, but I support, you know, the get down, the music talent, and the Chicanos going places. That's a fact. But who am I? Who gives a fuck? So when Adam said this, and Lazyboy, you know, Adam asked that question, Adam the instigator, Adam 16, and Lazyboy answered that question. You know, people took offense to it. Let me tell you right now. And this is fucking straight up, uncut, raw. I'm going to give it to you guys as real as it gets. Just like when I bone tortas, they're like, damn! Yeah, damn. Straight up, palo, right? Ain't no Norteños trying to fucking act like a Southsider. Ain't no Southsiders trying to act like the Norteños. Ain't none of that happening, because all you motherfucking youngsters are trying to act black, bro. You feel me? Everybody is trying to act hip-hop. Everybody's wearing a whole lot of cough syrup shirts. Spending $200 on fucking a shirt that ain't never even tasted cough syrup. A whole lot of motherfuckers want to be hip-hop so bad they think they have to wear 100 chains for clout. Everybody is clout chasing. Everybody is doing it together. Regardless, you might say, oh, you know, Vatos from up north, they try to act black, bro. guess what, man? I went down south too. It's the exact same way. You know, there's a lot of fucking old cholo estilo, but you go to San Jose, Salas, Fresno, certain places, there's the same thing. What I'm saying here, and I repeat myself one time for your mind, you know, because I'm being super serio right now. You know what I mean? Like my cousin, you know. Look, they're all trying to act like brothers. They're all saying the N-word. They're all wearing, well, I don't know if the brothers condone them type of pants. And the Woods are like, brother, don't make us go there. We told you guys back in the days, black and brown, and just give us our fucking coffee. That's it, right? Now, what I could say is this, and this is being truthful and honest with you. When Lazyboy said, oh, they're influenced by up north, ain't no one influenced by no one, bro. Hey, and if you are lightweight, you know, imitation is the best form of flattery. They might be saying, hey, these vatos got something, hums. Because best believe, back in the days, I recall some northern music taking oldies beats, twisting them, just like the southern raza was doing for their music. I remember it's not stealing, it's adapting to what's going on. It's showing respect by, hey, hums, that sounds firme. Let me do that. We're all brown. We all think alike. We all think the same, man. We just live in different cities. That's the only difference. When are people going to get it through their head? Do you understand you are only afforded an opportunity in prison to function on the yard because the organizations allow you to? You are a soldado, homes. You are to do biddings for other men. We all will answer to somebody. You know, you're not cooler than the next man. Everybody's cool. Some groups might have more numbers, so they think they have more power. But at the end of the day, man, every man conducts himself how he conducts himself. And every man is liable for his own fucking actions. And you will be fucking dealt with upon your actions. So best believe when Lazyboy said that, I'm sure he was like, oh, he did the Homer Simpson. Like, man, I let this fucking white dude bait me into this shit. And Adam was in the back like, got him, right? And now subsequently, what has happened? Well, let me explain it. Now that I've told you that neither one of these groups is trying to act like each other and they're not stealing each other's stilo, I don't see it. You know, if anything, man, I see everybody trying to steal the black stilo. That's just me, okay? And I'm not talking about all raza, because we got hardworking, dedicated, independent raza that love our cultura. I'm talking about this younger generation, man, that don't give a fuck about our culture. They don't give a fuck about being brown. They only give a fuck about money, jewelry, cars, and, you know, the hip-hop. You know, hip hop has ruined us as a people. Not all of us, but our younger generation, which will be us when we're gone. Now we have Lefty Gunplay. You know what I'm saying? They call me Superman. I'm a shooter, man. I'm a rider around in the Uber, man. I'm not Wes Watson, not a hooper, man. You know, they call me the pooper scooper, man. However his shit goes, I like Lefty Gunplay. He's funny. He reminds me of me back in the days when I just didn't give a fuck what anybody thought. But I knew I would get in a wreck, but I was like, fuck it, whatever, let's do it, right? And him being from the South, he represents where he's from, man. He's proud of his barrio. He's proud of his peoples. He's proud of whatever. Now, again, he's another one, man. It's a little bit out of the box and a little bit different. You know, some days he'll be cool, some days he won't. Some days he'll talk his shit, some days he won't. That's his stilo. People are just learning him, and he came out of nowhere, so they're adapting to what he's got going on. And people have tried to nitpick him when he says, oh, I did 9 years in prison, and I was here, and he has certain tattoos that indicate certain things. For those that know, I'm not going to elaborate or speak on it. It's not my business. But I'm just saying, and then other people try to pick that through that, and why? What are you trying to do? Bust up his character? His character is on full display. Lefty's letting you know exactly what it is. He's about the trailer parks, homes in Baldwin Park. He's going to be doing his thing. Or what is it, Baldwin or Bolin? I'm not sure which one he's from, right? But I think it's Baldwin. But he's from his fucking area. People know him as a youngster, right? And if he was part of a Tagger crew, hey, I know a gang of Southsiders that were residents that are hard as rocks, or from Tagger crews back in the 90s, and their whole barrio had to flip homes, and they're with the fucking shenanigans and all the activities. So you can't judge anyone based on barrios and geography and all that. You fucking judge a man, and you don't judge a man, period, because okay, you know what I'm saying? You never know. He might fuck you if you try to judge him. No Diddy. You know, ask Diddy. What you do is you show a man respect based upon how he treats you. The characteristics of a man will be on full display. And from there you go. So Lefty's always I respect it. I see it. Do I think he's the most musically talented? Do I think he's him? Like he says, I am him. I'm a certified stepper. Bro, you're a rapper. You're not stepping nowhere. You need to step on stage and get that bag so you and your manager are all right. That's it. Do I believe he's out there shoot him up, bang, bang? It's all a persona. It's a caricature that people make up for people like myself and others to believe. I don't care who you are, who you shot, who you're going to kill, what are you going to do in the future. All I care about is the music and if it bumps in my ride. If it makes my shit go boom, 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 then what it is, then I'm on it. And if it doesn't, if it makes my shit go, I'm turning it off and throwing on some Lazyboy. I'm just saying. Okay, now when it comes to the guy, he's young, he's up and coming. He felt disrespected somehow, some way by Lazyboy. I don't know if it was intimidation or just dislike for the Norte, but this has boggled my mind and riddle me this. Not diddle me this, because I don't like that. From now on, I don't like any. Hey, when I go in a store, I'm just gonna fucking walk with my back against. I don't want no brother behind me. Period. Diddle fucking fucked all that up. Don't walk behind me. So trip out. Riddle me this though. For someone that has said that he did 9 years during the end of hostilities, that means you functioned in there with Norteños, in the shoe, respectfully, on the yards. You know, I know back in my days, I had neighbors, vecinos, that were Southsiders. We were hella cool, man. This was before the end of hostilities. We were cool. We were respectful. They shot me sopas. I shot them, you know, whatever I had. They let me borrow CDs. We traded CDs. I mean, we did all that. Yes. Norteños and Sureños. Yes. Facts. 100%. Respect. Chopping it up in the oil. All that, man. Sharing comida. Here, bro, you want a burrito? In the cuts, right? All that. Yes, yes, yes. I know you're saying, wow, for reals? Yes, little gangsters. Listen to what really happens in the pen, where it counts, where real motherfuckers are at, right? So I say to myself, if Lefty Gunplay did all this time amongst Norteños, you would think that he would be at least cordial with them, because you got to remember, he's from Southern California. His real enemies are the guys in Southern California and not Northerners, you know. He wasn't there during a time of guerra, so there's really no animosity. He really doesn't know. I mean, he's been told what has went on, but it really hasn't affected his life. Why is there so much hatred now for the Norteños, or a disrespectful, derogatory tone when the Northerners are brought up? It can only be one or two things. Either really they did something bad to you, or you really just hate on them, man, for whatever reason. And it's not because you have a reason to do it, but I think it's more so you think it's what people want to hear or see. When that's the negative, I think more people want to see canalismo and being united and everybody getting a bag. That's what I think. I could be wrong, right? It's all about the circle that you have around you. But you have to show leadership qualities. If you're him, if you're the face of LA, if you're the certified stepper, if you're all that, then you can't be all that without displaying leadership skills and leadership quality. You lead your people where you want them to go. You don't just go where they tell you to. Facts, right? Now, when it comes to Lazyboy, he has that attitude. Again, he's not perfect, man. You know, them pants are just... Whenever you can touch the bottom of a pants and go like that, you can only bring your finger this much and they snap back. We got issues, right? I'm just saying, though, besides the pants, the haircut, the funny tattoos on the face, the shoes, the backpack, the man purse, all these different things that I'm just not identifying with. I understand that's the stilo now, and I'm not trying to disrespect. I'm just saying I don't, you know, it's just different. You know, I ain't gonna lie. I had me a little pouch one time with a little thing in it just in case, because I was traveling. But I used that to put my feria, my jewelry, and my thing in it, right? There's about this, what's in there? No, because I got a chapstick. They're doing the Mr. Criminal. You know what I mean? So my lips look good. Look, these guys are now going back and forth and arguing on the internet, on IG. I seen Lefty say his shit. I seen Lazyboy see his shit or say his shit. And then they both say, oh, you don't affect me, or you ain't shit, or you a little bitch, or you a little punk, or you ain't this, and you ain't him, and you ain't that. If they aren't, why do you even voice it? Why do you even express it? If someone you feel is not on your caliber, or your level, or why do you even address it? Don't even, just move on, humps. Because now let me tell you what it does. Now you have a whole bunch of youngsters in Northern California that look up to Lazy, They look up to Lazyboy because they're like, yeah, he's him. He really is him. He went over there on No Jumper and whatever. You know, they've heard about him on the streets or whatever work he's put in or they believe he has. And then you have the same thing in Southern California because Lefty Gunplay is the new movement. He's the new one, the new face of LA, right? I always thought Baldacci was, but now it's Lefty, right? And now I'm noticing a lot more friction on the internet, a lot more North and South chatter, a lot more guerra, a lot more, internet warriors. And, it affects the streets, man. It affects people's mindsets and what they know and what they think or what they perceive. And it's a fucked up situation because just when the older heads have figured out the play, they have figured out, hey, bro, we're all the same, eh? You know what I mean? Now you got little rappers. I'm a shooter, man. I'm a scooper, man. See a Norteño, he's a pooper, man. And now you're going to have fucking Lazy. He's going to go in and people have already said he's made songs and it's just going to go back and forth. Does it reignite the guerra between Norte and Sur and cause issues and problems? There's going to be skirmishes and issues, but nothing more than there would already be. Straight up. Because these two individuals, as much as they like to say they're him and they're steppers and they're gangsters and all that, they're not that. They might be that to what they're doing. I'm not going to disrespect them and say they're not real G's, but I'm saying they're not the ones that fucking dictate the North or the South program whatsoever. They shouldn't even have a voice to impact it at all because at the end of the day, inside runs the outside. And that's just how it is. So, I'm only doing this spiel because someone asked me to do it and they asked me a question. Do I think this is going to cause a North and South war? North-South's always been at war, bro. Shit ain't going to stop. In Northern California, bodies drop every day. In Southern California, there is no North and South war because there's no Norteños down there. And behind the walls, everybody's getting along. So let's look at 3 different spots because the wind's blowing, right? So you got Southern California where there's no guerra between North and South because there's no Norteños that are established in barrios down there. 1, boom. Let's go to the pin. You have North and South at the end of hostilities, man, meaning that these dudes are fucking, playing handball together, chilling, getting off on bulldogs together, SNY inmates, just doing all that together. 2, now you go to Northern California where there is guerra between upstate Southsiders and Norteños. And I remember back in my days, a lot of the upstaters were being oppressed by Southern California Sureños, man. And that's just how it was. They were calling them 13 and a half and all that, man. Eventually they got it together and accepted them as real life Southsiders because they were worthy of that cause, right? So there is guerra. So we have 2-1. In 2 spots, there's peace and harmony. In 1 spot, there's not. There's Charmony, toilet paper, right? Shitty. It's getting shitty. You have to ask yourself, man, let's balance the scales. What's better than not, right? So when it comes to this Lazyboy from Sanjo and the Lefty Gunplay from LA issues, it's gonna blow over, bro. It's 2 young kids that they're competitive. They look similar, they act similar. I mean, just look at the pictures, they're all tatted and same exact type of people. One's from up north, one's from down south, and you're gonna have the guy from the south saying, hey, the ones from up north are trying to act black, and you're gonna have the one from the north saying the guy is trying to act like us that are trying to act black. And then that's just it. So anyways, you let me know what you think, man. To me, it's a non-issue, man. It's just 2 fucking young kids that are popular rappers at this point that really, when it's said and done, can't see Jadakiss on no type of microphone, right? Vatos are like, I'm the best essay rapping. Lefty Gunplay says, no, you're not. Drummer Boy is. But you're good, though. With that being said, I hope that you move smooth with a purpose. Get everything that you want coming, and remember, at the end of the day, it's all about the strive, the struggle, the struggle, the strive. I'm going to continue to do what I does and speak the real and raw, uncut. It just is what it is. No disrespect intended. But if you take it that way, then I understand that too. I'm here to see everybody prosper and get a bag, bro. Not to see 2 young fucking kids with painted on pants argue on the internet and cause a whole bunch of people to become incarcerated or kill each other. That ain't a good look. Thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy's gonna be the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive, struggle, and strive for what I truly believe in, and that's the betterment of all people, north, south, brothers, and the ones that want coffee, brother. I can't forget about them. It's all love, man. The gun.